story. I shouldn't say it because, I don't want to say this, but what the hell, right? So, Ron's been a friend of mine for a long time. He was a congressman, did an incredible job, always protecting me from the Russia witch hunt. He'd be on with these guys, with Matt and everybody. He'd be on there. And I always thought Ron was a little heavy, right? I did. I thought he was a little overweight. That's okay. We all have our problems. Didn't matter. But people liked him. He ran an incredible race. Remember, that was an incredible race. And then he ran against a Democrat who was supposed to be unbeatable. He got beaten badly, and now this is one of the most popular governors. But I always thought Ron was a little bit heavy. And then one day I'm with him, and I pat him on the shoulder, and I go, whoa, that's strong. That's a lot of muscle there. My hand didn't sink in like it does with a lot of people. And then I see him without his shirt one day. And this guy is strong. And he's not fat. That's all power. That's all muscle. I want to tell you that. And I said, Ron, you're one of the few I say it to. Don't walk around with a jacket all the time. Take it off. People are going to see the real Ron. But he's a great guy. He's a tough guy. He's a brilliant guy. And he's our governor. And I'm very proud. When we got involved with Ron, a lot of people were saying, do you think he can make it? I said, he's going to make it because he's a champ, he's a winner. And I want you to say a few words. Ron, thank you.
Thank you. Great to be with you all. And let me just say, Mr. President, given your change of registration, welcome home to Florida. And why not come to Florida? We have one of the lowest tax burdens of any state in the country. You see some of these states that are going bankrupt, we have over a $5 billion in reserves with our budget. And I see some of these cities and states with lawlessness. When I came into office, I was proud to sign a bill banning sanctuary cities in the state of Florida. With your support, we are in the process of eliminating Common Core. And as soon as I came into office, I was able to replace on our state Supreme Court 3 liberal justices with 3 conservative constitutionalists. And I got to thank the president for his support of Florida. I mean, I'm kind of excited that he's here, but I'll tell you, I'm really excited to have Melania as a Florida resident. I think in Florida, we're lucky to have my beautiful wife to be, I think, the best first lady of all the 50 states. I'm just saying. But now, not only do we have Casey, who does a great job, but we also have Melania as a Florida resident. So we're really lucky in that regard in Florida. But let me tell you about the president. When we had a hurricane hit Northwest Florida, a lot of people had forgotten about that. Those folks were really, really in dire straits. I went up to the Oval Office, and even though a lot of people told him, don't do anything, just let it go, he was right there standing behind the people of Northwest Florida. He has helped rejuvenate that area. He saved Tyndall Air Force Base. It's going to come back bigger than ever. Very important for our military. When we were trying to get Floridians access to cheaper prescription drugs, we had an avenue to let people buy them in Canada because it's about a third of the price a lot of times. And everyone said, no, you can't do it, you can't do it. I went up, met with the president, and he said, no, 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 we're doing it. And so they're in the process of putting that through right now. President Trump has stood with our communities in South Florida, Cuban Americans, Venezuelan Americans. to stand for freedom in this hemisphere and stand against the dictatorships in places like Caracas and Havana. And the president has stood. We're one of the most military and veteran-friendly states in the country. He has stood by our veterans, and he has stood by our military. And so our success in Florida, obviously we've got a lot of great people in this state, but we have a president who not only understands Florida, he supports what we're doing here. I got to bug him now about maybe locating the Space Command in Florida at some point. I know the Air Force doesn't want it, but you know, he makes his own decisions, as we've seen. So thank you, Mr. President, for being a good friend to Florida, and God bless you, God bless Florida, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you, guys.